What is up everyone, Roadrunner back with another After Effects tutorial. Today we're going to be doing the handheld camera effect. Let's get into it. So I have After Effects open up on my screen, and the first thing I'm going to do is take my clip and drag it into a new composition. And this is just a clip of me walking towards the camera. If this looks familiar to you, this is from my blurring faces tutorial. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit S on our keyboard to bring up scale properties, and then I'm going to hit Shift and P. And what this will do is it'll also bring up my position properties in addition to my scale properties. So this is a pretty easy effect. The first thing we're gonna have to do is scale up to about 110. It really depends on how much of a camera shake you're looking to do, but I find that 110 is always a safe bet, and you can always lower the number later. And you're probably wondering why you're actually having to scale this up and get rid of your edges, and that's because when the camera shakes, those edges will end up going off screen a little bit. So we do have to scale this up to make sure that we're not losing those edges if we don't scale it up. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to the position stopwatch. We're going to alt-click it to add an expression. Don't be intimidated with expressions. I know when I first started out learning After Effects, they really intimidated me, but over time, once you understand them better and you start using them more, they're actually really, really effective and can give you a much more efficient After Effects workflow. So we're gonna type in something really simple. It's just going to be wiggle. And as you'll see here, it does give you options of which expression you can use. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit enter, and in between these parentheses, I'm going to type 1,15. And you'll notice that it does wiggle a little bit. Now you're probably wondering, what do these numbers mean? The first number, 1, stands for the amount of times it will wiggle within 1 second. And the second number, 15, being the amount of pixels that it will actually move on screen. So since this clip of me walking is actually slowed down a little bit, I'm going to change my wiggle to 0.5. It's going to do a half a wiggle every second, which comes out to be 1 wiggle every 2 seconds. And then I don't want it to shake too much, so I'm actually going to change this number to 10. And you'll notice it shakes a little bit less. So let's see how this looks. So you'll notice with these numbers, they are very low. So this effect is very, very subtle, which personally I like. I don't want a super crazy handheld effect because I find that to be a little distracting. So you could change these numbers if you wanted a little bit more dramatic effect. So we're gonna change this one to 2 and this one to 30. And let's see how this one looks. And you'll see that's a little bit too extreme. So you can take this a little bit far and it can become distracting. So I would definitely say keep your numbers relatively low just to avoid that distraction level. Thank you so much everyone for joining me for another video. As always, feel free to comment down below what you'd like to see in future videos. Take it easy.